Hi, and welcome to day 8 of Rational Expressions. Today we are going to be solving more rational equations. Now remember, the steps were to, first of all, factor the denominator if possible, then find your LCD. After you find your LCD, then multiply each term by the LCD, then solve the resulting equation, and finally check. And the reason we're doing checks is more for looking for extraneous roots so that we can excuse me, we can find if we have a solution, if we have to reject it, or if we have no solution, then it is if our answers are right. So doing the checks has two benefits for us. So for the first one, when I look at my denominators, I see a C, a 3C, and a 3. So my LCD, your LCD is 3C. So multiply each piece by 3C. And in the first fraction, the C's cancel out, and I am left with just 3 times 1, which is 3. Plus, in the second fraction, everything cancels, so I'm just left with the 1. Equals, in the last fraction, the 3's cancel out, so it's 2C. So I solve my equation. I have 3 plus 1, which is 4, equals 2C. Divide by 2, so C equals 2. And to check that, I just substitute 2 in. So I have 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 times 3, which is 6, equals 2/3. I need a common denominator on the left, which is 6, so multiply the top and bottom by 3. So I have 3/6 plus 1/6 equals 2/3. Well, 3/6 plus 1/6 is 4/6. And if I reduce that, I will have 2/3 equals 2/3, and that works, so I'm good. Problem number 2, I have an x plus 3 and an x plus 6 in my denominator, so my LCD is then x plus 3, x plus 6. So following suit, I'm going to multiply everything by x plus 3, x plus 6. Okay, in my first fraction, the x plus 3's go away, and I'm left with x times x plus 6 equals, in the second fraction, the x plus 6's go, and I'm left with 8 times x plus 3. So I need to distribute, and I will have x squared plus 6x equals 8x plus 24. Anytime I have an x squared, it's a quadratic, so I have to get everything to one side of the equal sign. So I'm going to subtract 8x and also subtract the 24. Get it equal to 0. So I will have x squared minus 2x minus 24 equals 0. Now I just need to factor, and my factors of 24 that subtract to give me 2 are 4 and 6. That's a minus 6 and a plus 4. So x equals negative 4 and x equals 6. So going back to my original problem here, I have 2 answers, so I have to have 2 checks. And if x is equal to negative 4, I'm going to have negative 4 over negative 4 plus 3 equals 8 over negative 4 plus 6. I don't like when it does this. Sorry, guys. It's one spot on my screen that it doesn't like to write. So plus 6. So I will have negative 4 over negative 1 equals 8 over negative 4 plus 6 is 2. Negative divided by negative is positive, so 4 equals 4, because 8 divided by 2 is 4. So the negative 4 works. Then I have to do the check for 6. So when I put in 6 for x, I have 6 over 6 plus 3 equals 8 over 6 plus 6. So I have 6 over 9 equals 8 over 12. If I reduce 6 over 9, 3 goes into both of them, so I have 2/3. If I reduce 8 over 12, 4 goes into both of them, I get 2/3. So that works. So that means both of my answers work. Nothing is rejected. And we move on. All right, in this next fraction, my denominators are y minus 7, 2, and then a y minus 7. So my LCD is going to be a 2, and then parentheses y minus 7. Okay? So multiply everything by 2, and then y minus 7. 2 and y minus 7, and a 2 and a y minus 7. So in the first fraction, the y minus 7's go away, so 2 times 3y is 6y. In the second fraction, the 2's go away, so I have a negative 3 times y minus 7. And in the third fraction, the y minus 7's go away, so it's just equal to 2 times 21, which is 42. So when I solve, I will have 6y minus 3y plus 21 equals 42. So I have 3y plus 21 equals 42. I just combine like terms. Now I subtract 21 from both sides. So 3y equals 21. So divide by 3. Y equals 7. Wrong direction. All right. So let's do our check. I have 3 times 7 over 7 minus 7 minus 3/2 equals 21 over 7 minus 7. So I have 21 over 0 minus 3/2 equals 21 over 0. Remember, cannot have. Okay? So what that means is I have to reject this answer. And that was my only answer. So the 3 dots mean therefore there is no solution. No solution, just for future reference, can be written as the 0 with the line through it, or it can be written as 2 sets of brackets with nothing in it, and that's known as the empty set. You cannot put that 0 with the line through it inside the brackets, because then it's no longer an empty set. The empty set literally has to be empty, or else it's a set. So you're going to use one notation or the other, or you're just going to simply say no solution. If it's a multiple choice question, they'll either have this notation here with the 0 with the line, or the set builder notation there. And remember, what we called that yesterday was an extraneous root. And I told you how to remember the word extraneous, what it meant, because the word extra is in it. So extra is extraneous. All right, moving along. For the last problem, I have x plus 8, x minus 8, and x squared minus 64. Well, that's x plus 8, x minus 8. So I'll let you guess what our LCD is here. X plus 8, x minus 8. So each fraction must be multiplied by x plus 8, x minus 8. I want you to think to yourself how this, using this LCD, is different than in the other problems with the LCD, what we were doing. Each problem that we do an LCD with, we use it in a different manner. So some of them are similar, some of them are the same, but each one serves its purpose, so to speak. All right, so now that I have that all written, my first fraction, the x plus 8's go away, so I have x times x minus 8. And the second fraction, everything goes, so it's plus 16 equals, and the last fraction, the x minus 8's go, so I have x plus 8. So we need to distribute. X squared minus 8x plus 16 equals x plus 8. Again, I have that x squared thing going on, so I need to get it equal to 0. And I'm going to have to factor it most likely. So I subtract the x's, subtract the 8, so I get 0. And I will have x squared minus 9x plus 8. So factors of 8 that add up to 9 are 8 and 1. And my larger sign is negative, so this is minus 8. Oh, last sign's positive, so they're both negative. My bad. So x equals 8, x equals 1. Now, some of you have figured out by looking at it by inspection without showing the check, you can see that we're going to have to reject one of these answers. So my check for x equals negative 8 or positive 8 is going to go 8 over 8 plus 8 plus 16 over 64 minus 64. At this point here, I see that that is 0, so I can go back and just say, all right, it doesn't work. I'm done. I reject the 8. Now, let's check the 1. And I will have 1 over 1 plus 8 equals 16 over 1. Oh, not equals, plus. I know they're the same sign, same key on the keyboard. Plus 1 minus 63 or 64 equals 1 over 1 minus 8. So this is 1/9. And I'm going to get a negative 63, so it's going to be minus 16 over 63 equals 1 over, that's a negative, so it's really a negative fraction, a negative 1/7. My common denominator when I'm adding fractions here is 63. So I need to multiply top and bottom by 7, and this one by 9. So I have 7 minus 16 over 63 equals 9 over 63. And 7 minus 16, oh, sorry, that's a negative 9/16. Negative 9/63, sorry. I will get negative 9 over 63 on the left equals negative 9 over 63. And since they are equal, it works. I am done with that. Sorry about that. Okay. That is solving, again,